Governments are living in a fiscal fantasyland. Wrangling over budgets is always part of politics, but today's fiscal brinkmanship is truly frightening. As the drama intensifies, the stakes are getting dangerously high. The political point scoring also misses a bigger and more enduring problem. America's budget deficit is set to balloon as its population ages, the cost of handouts swells, and the government's interest bill rises. Those in Europe are locked in a silly debate about how to tweak debt rules, at a time when the European Central Bank is indirectly propping up the finances of its weakest members. For the decade after the global financial crisis of 2007-09, falling interest rates allowed governments to sustain vast debt piles. Those days of forgivingly low interest rates have now passed. America will spend more on debt interest this year, as a share of GDP, than at any time so far this century. By 2030, the bill will be at an all-time high, even if rates fall as markets expect. A few months of better-than-expected receipts are enough to set off a clamour for tax cuts among the ruling Conservatives, only months after Britain faced a bond market crisis. Include everything, and China's total public debts are over 120% of GDP and will rise to nearly 150% by 2027 on IMF forecasts. Politicians need to get real, fast, but there is little public appetite for austerity, and spending is bound to rise as populations age. Carbon emissions should be taxed sufficiently everywhere, which would also encourage the private sector to invest more in decarbonisation and thereby reduce the need for public spending to that end. Leaving fiscal fantasyland will be painful, and there will undoubtedly be calls to put off consolidation for another day. But it is far better to make a careful exit now than to wait for the illusion to come crashing down.